For the more than 13 million students heading to a four-year college this fall, this probably isn't your song.
Don't know much about history, don't know much biology.
But there is a myth they are playing your tune if you don't get that four-year degree or head straight to work. But it turns out companies are actually looking for students who skip the traditional university and instead learn a trade. And often there is a bonus.
I didn't have to pay for college, didn't have to pay for school, and I was making money at the same time. That was a great package to me. I mean, couldn't be any happier.
Paul Tse is a project manager for Rockville, Maryland's Shapiro Duncan, an air conditioner and heating contractor. Montgomery College taught him the repair end of the business by night, and he put those skills to work at sunrise. This wasn't even something you even remotely thought about.
No, never. I would have never thought about this trade until my counselor, God bless her heart. I mean, she actually brought it up, and I jumped on it.
Don't know much about geography.
Paul says he wasn't a great high school student and couldn't afford a four-year school, so like many Americans, he became a paid community college apprentice and quickly advanced from repairing HVAC systems to an office in the executive suite.
Paul Tse is a project manager. He's running a $20 million jobs, $30 million jobs, $60 million jobs. He's got a lot of responsibility. He's very well paid for it.
Mark Drury is Paul's boss at Shapiro Duncan, says he was glad to pay Paul's community college tuition, and students with a trade skill education don't graduate with decades of debt.
A doctor doesn't catch up to a plumber till age 42 in earnings, and they're busy paying off loans. So they don't catch up to the plumber till they're 42.
And when you get your trade's highest certification,
But in the licensed trades, once you become a master, you can open your own business and hang out your shingle like a lawyer, like a doctor, like an engineer.
it's not just building trades that need skilled workers. Community colleges are training many corporate and government-paid apprentices.
You know, do you want to spend a couple $100,000 educating your child to go after a job where there's about a 10% chance they'll get one? Or do you want to spend that money on an occupation where they'll not only get a job, but they'll get a higher paying job?
Ed Roberts is the Applied Technology Dean at Rockville, Maryland's Community College.
6.6 million jobs right now in the economy that they're begging for people to do it. And these are good paying jobs with average salaries probably around $40,000 to $50,000 a year and the potential for a six-figure income.
21-year-old Carter Blank is replacing a broken muffler under this old donated Chrysler. Many four-year college students would call this shop class. Carter calls it his ticket to a good living.
I know people in a shop in Virginia and even a couple shops in Maryland that make upwards of $100,000 a year turning wrenches.
So why don't more students choose two-year technical degrees? Montgomery College Dean Ed Roberts says one big reason: Mom and Dad.
The problem is they all think it's good for someone else's because my kid's going to go to Harvard. That's really the disconnect. And not only that, it's go to college, but there's no guidance. It's just go to college. And then they study subjects that you can't get work in.
Shapiro Duncan Vice President Mark Drury agrees.
It's great if your kids can go to Harvard. I think that's wonderful, but that's not for everybody. About 67% of high school graduates go off to a four-year institution, and about half of them drop out.
Marketing manager Stacey Holsinger got her four-year degree at Temple University. She graduated 15 years ago. She's still not done paying the bills.
I'm 36 now, and I still have about $30,000 worth of student loan debt for my bachelor's. But this company, a lot of construction companies now will help assist you with your education. So they actually paid for my master's degree. So I went back to school and got my master's degree in Maryland.
8, 7.
Parents often ask young children what they want to be when they grow up. 30 years ago, it was fireman, astronaut, nurse.
Fire.
With a reasonable chance it could happen. But today, Dean Ed Roberts says Generation X, Y, and Z's expectations often don't match reality.
27% of the students aspire to be actors, musicians, and professional athletes. The third one is gaming. That's 18% of the students and less than about 1.5% of all the jobs in the economy. So you've got around 40% of the students aspiring for about 3% of all the jobs in the workforce. They need guidance on the right things to take. And I'm hoping that lots of parents are going to hear this because they need to think about that.
Paul Tse is grateful his parents supported his two-year technical degree.
Everyone needs to be more open-minded. That this includes parents, teachers, counselors. They need to be able to point kids in a third direction other than your traditional college, military. I mean, there's another way. I mean, there's another path that's not explored well.
Mark Drury's company is supporting dozens of community college apprentices and insists there is another way.
Success doesn't have to be a dorm room in the fall. That's not the key to success in this country. There's a lot of successful people that started off hands-on, whether it was pushing a broom, carrying material, swinging a hammer, cutting pipe. Humble beginnings, but if you've got the right attitude, if you've got ambition, you've got aptitude, the sky's the limit. There's a lot of millionaires out there that don't have college educations. There's a lot of multimillionaires. There's some billionaires out there that don't have college educations. So, success is about finding the happy place in life where you're doing what you love and you're getting paid for it.
In Rockville, Maryland, I'm Andy Field, ABC News. Aaron?